Good early Sunday morning, peoples. My Sunday evening here in beautiful Philippines. So let's get out Group C. CCC. Let's start with Cony. Let me bring in my Cony work and take a look. You don't care about the charts, you kind of care about this. And I have us at 116, all of the revenue. So given a 116, I really looked at this. The only thing that kept me from wanting to pay 85 or 90 cents was the IV. The IV is around 65. I should probably double check, but it's no higher than 70. And considering that, I don't think YieldMax is going to pay, they may only pay 70 cents, but I honestly think it's 75 to 80 range. So I'm going to go optimistically what I want to happen, right? Rather than what I think is most accurate. So that's all part of guessing. So I do have us up in general. I last month the Group C paid out $9.70 on their actuals, and I have it paying out $10.90. Now, obviously, some are under and some are up. We're up here. That's 14 cents higher for Cony. Fiat, and we were up in the fund. The closing price, although these dates aren't perfect, 888 to 823. So we all know that Cony has been moving up. Coinbase is doing pretty well, especially with that addition into the S&P 500 and so forth. So on fiat, fiat, an inverse. That's why you're red. You're red, fiat. All right, I only have them at 2650, 0.2650, which is still a high yield, higher than their IV. And part of it is look where they are. They were $9, they were $7, now they're $5, right? That's not what you want to see in your inverse. And that happens when one side is moving up, the long is moving up, the short is moving down. And not because it's winning a lot. Okay. MSFO. This one is interesting as well. A lot of three payments, 36, 36, 33, had a 41. They jumped up to a 50 and they had a 28. Well, I got them. They had an outstanding gain in their fund. And they actually, I looked at a few of the synthetics and they actually closed out some wins. So they made some money. So they certainly could pay them 55. Now, that's almost double their IV. But I'm okay with that. It's not an outrageous payment. Again, they like to pay when they can. So let's go with that. I've got AMD. Poor AMD. I love AMD as a company, as a chip maker. I love their processors over Intel at the retail level. Have for a long time, but they're not getting it done here. I mean, I do have them up because they were up money wise, but they have been beaten down. Now that's part of that NAV loss. So let's see what all the changes they file for, when they can do swaps and where they do them and to who do they do them and how often do they do them. And let's see the results on that. So your guess is as good as mine right now. Nefli, I've got $1.04. Now that's higher than the 92. It's less than what they paid here in February. And they're on and off, right? Is it risk on or risk off? Well, right now it's risk on. because these 50 and sorry, I was on the wrong. These 50 and 86 don't get to a dollar. Neither are those 40 and 60 and 90, but they're trending in the right direction. Um, so they also earned a crap pile of money just taking a look at mainly in their synthetics. Um, so I'm going with $1.04. So you can see where some of the bigger payments are coming, right? Cony so far, this one's cut in half, a few cents more, 7 cents more, 12 cents more. Under ABNY, Airbnb, they've paid 60 and a whole bunch of 30s, 40s, and 50s. So why not another high four? Right? They were down on their fund, so I have them at 48. PP, we got a lot going on with good old PP. What did they do? Well, they were ahead of their previous pricing. Their IV is low, but they earn decent money. I saw some spread wins and I saw a synthetic. Um, and I've got them paying at the 60-cent level again, a little bit less than what they paid in February. Now, it's interesting. February was that height of the markets. Well, guys, we've retraced like 80, 85% of where a lot of the market was. So we should be paying better on many of these. And speaking of that, let's take a look at the next one. This one was hard to do, but Carvani, I've got them at the second highest yield, right? I've got Cony, my buddy little Cony, paying at 116 clip, and this guy paying 109. Normally you get Ulti down here. Well, when you get to Ulti, my friends, you will see I only have Ulti at about 81%, which is next. But they look at this. They were up 609, like 15%. Um, so they had paid, their low was 268, 296, 391. I mean, it probably justified for me to go higher than that, but I just went slightly under that. That's a high IV. For somebody who's got about a 58 IV, it's double, not quite. All right. So Ulti, I know a lot of people still love Ulti. They love it because it's really cheap, which means the NAV has eroded the hell out of that $20 price, right? It's dropped $14. That's 70%, guys, when you do the math, right? 1420 is 70%. All right, call it 69.85, but it's up there. But I got them paying 9.5. So if they keep on yielding, you know, 80%, I can see why some people own it. It bores the shit out of me, though. I guess they like the weekly. All right, YieldMax. Again, very difficult because it's all together, the bundle. I mean, these aren't even the most recent, because what happens, I change them in one fund, then I got to go change them in all the others. So I just leave it alone. It jumps around. But I got it paying 21 and a half, which is an 82. I probably am crazy. It's probably going to be 19 cents, guys. But I got what I got. All right. So why mag, right? That when you look back on group B and you see who paid and you know what? I just swag it. I got 22.50. Take it or leave it. 76.42. R. Diddy. R. Diddy last week paid the hell out of this 46 cents. Well, I dropped your little rear end after you got a whole bunch of cash. So I got you with I don't know. Oh, yeah, this is definitely not their IV. Uh, Although it could, well, is that pointing to R. Diddy? Yeah, that's not the right RV. I must have not moved some of these lines down. All right. So 36.50. Let's do Lethargy. So R Diddy, I got 36.50. All right. I got 55 cents for Lethargy. Now, these guys are all over. They've had a 57, they've had a 56, and they've had basically a 54. Why not a 55? So I gave it to them. All right, Gapudi. You know, I could go in here and show you some of the holdings, guys, but I want to move through this. I don't need to elaborate that much in here. So Gapudi, I got 35 cents. They were up pretty considerably, but that's on the high end of what they've been paying in the older payments. Maybe they've had a recent one that's higher. S Diddy, the S&P, the Spider weekly, 32 cents. That's all you're gonna get. And Q Diddy, the NASDAQ, 32.80, and that's all you're gonna get. All right, guys. Last but not least, my friend Chappie, who's been in the saddle a little bit too long. He's Chappie, the saddle of the semiconductor world. 43 cents after paying. Did he pay 62 again? I probably need to go to Group B and see what. I think he had 34. Again, I am really on the weeklies is difficult. The monthlies, I'm really accurate at taking care of that. So that's what I got, guys. They're all in the yellow, and we will see. This is still the May current yield, but we shall see what actuals are come on Wednesday morning. I mean, we got a 3-day weekend, so enjoy it. All right, this is Bruce with Targeted Wealth Creation signing out, good people. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't even know if I'm a good estimator. Let's see. Okay, guys, bye for now. Have a great rest of your holiday weekend.